The glory of Jesus Christ. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a humble carpenter named Eli. He spent his days crafting simple furniture for the people in his village, living a life full of hard work, kindness, and devotion. But despite the peacefulness of his life, Eli felt a void deep within him. He had heard whispers of a man named Jesus, a man who healed the sick, gave sight to the blind, and spoke of a love so deep that it transformed the world. Eli had heard these stories from travelers passing through his village, and though he admired the tales, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was missing something in his own life. One fateful day, as Eli worked in his shop, a crowd gathered at the edge of the village. They spoke in excited tones, their eyes filled with wonder and awe. "Jesus is here," they said. Eli's heart skipped a beat. Could it be true? The man he had heard so much about had come to his village? Curiosity and hope stirred inside him, and without hesitation he closed his workshop and joined the throngs of people heading to the town square. As he approached, he saw a figure in the distance, surrounded by people, all eager to hear him speak. Jesus was there, standing tall with a peaceful aura surrounding him, as though he carried the weight of the world, yet was untouched by it. Eli pushed his way to the front, wanting to get a closer look. When he finally stood in the presence of Jesus, their eyes met. It was as if time itself stood still. Jesus smiled at him with a love so pure, so powerful, that Eli felt as though he was known, understood, and accepted completely. Every flaw, every fear, every mistake he had ever made. "Eli," Jesus said, calling him by name, "come, follow me." Eli was taken aback. How did Jesus know his name? He had never met him before. But in that moment, he knew without a doubt that something extraordinary was happening. With trembling hands, he stepped forward. For the next few days, Eli followed Jesus, listening to his teachings, witnessing his miracles, and feeling his love in ways he had never known possible. Jesus spoke of a kingdom that was not of this world, of a love so profound that it could heal the deepest wounds. He spoke of forgiveness, grace, and the power of selfless service. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Jesus turned to his followers and said, "The greatest among you will be the servant of all. For I have not come to be served, but to serve." Eli pondered these words deeply. He had always thought of greatness as something to be achieved through power, wealth, and recognition. But Jesus was telling him that true greatness lay in humility, in putting others above oneself. The next day, the village was in turmoil. A man had fallen ill, and no one knew how to help him. The villagers gathered around, desperate and fearful. Without hesitation, Eli rushed to the man's side. He remembered the lessons of Jesus, how he had healed the sick, how he had shown compassion. Eli knelt beside the man, placing his hands on his forehead, and prayed silently for healing. A calm warmth spread through him, and to his amazement, the man's fever broke. He opened his eyes, full of life again. Word spread quickly, and the villagers marveled at what had happened. But Eli knew the truth. He had simply followed Jesus' example. He had allowed the love and power of Jesus to flow through him, just as Jesus had done for others. In that moment, Eli understood what true glory was. It wasn't in miracles or fame, but in serving others with love, in reflecting Christ's light through humble actions. Years later, as Eli grew older, he became known not only for his craftsmanship, but for his deep faith and kindness. He built not only furniture, but a legacy of love and service, living his life by the lessons Jesus had taught him. People came from far and wide to hear his stories of Jesus and the glory he carried, not the glory of worldly power, but the glory of selfless love that could change hearts and heal souls. Life lesson. True glory lies in the humility of serving others with love. It's not about seeking power or recognition, but about reflecting the love of Christ in our everyday actions. By following Jesus' example, we can bring healing, joy, and peace into the world.